Part 3, The End. Chapter 10, The Final Goal. A witness for Christ. You are the witnesses. Luke 24:48. Now it is time to sum up. If you would be truly my other self, you must carry on my work. My task is to bring all men into my mystical body. You are to help. Just before I ascended to my Father, I told my apostles, "You shall be my witnesses in Jerusalem, and in all Judea and Samaria, and even to the very ends of the earth." You also, my other self, are to be my witness. What kind of witness are you? When your religion is attacked or misrepresented in conversation, are you silent? When a filthy story is told, do you approve of it by hearty laughter? When my name is profaned, are you afraid to show your displeasure? Perhaps you rationalize your timidity. If I show my displeasure, you tell yourself, I shall make myself unpopular and less effective in promoting the positive aspects of the faith. Peter and John were brought before the rulers, elders, and scribes, and warned to teach no more in my name. Here was their answer: "Whether it is right in the sight of God to listen to you rather than God, decide for yourselves. We cannot refrain from speaking of what we have seen and heard." Stephen, the first of all my followers to die for the faith, boldly stood up before the council and recited the whole history of persecution of the prophets. He accused the council of resisting the Holy Spirit, just as their fathers had done. Carried away by fury, they stoned him. Paul approached anyone, Jew, Gentile, governor, magician, learned men of Athens, as well as the multitudes, in the markets and parks, in synagogues and private homes. He preached fervently in my name, striking up conversation with one person, or dozens, always introducing the good news of man's salvation and God's love. I do not say that you are called to preach as Peter, Stephen, and Paul, but in ways that accord with your state in life, you are to be my witness. I promise you as I did Paul, do not fear, but speak. Do not be silent, because I am with you, and no one shall lay a hand on you to harm you. Be doubtful and afraid no longer. Look no more for excuses, for modifications, for easy ways to be my witness. You have my pledge. Let it be enough. Your doubts are born of pride. They are found on the notion that your success depends on you. No wonder you temporize. You have only to supply the good will to serve me, and I will bulwark your mind and body with my own strength. With my help, you can, and you will, be my witness. Though you may still have a natural reluctance to be queer in the eyes of others, do not hesitate. Throw yourself upon me. Speak your mind quietly. Give me your good will, and I will give you words, strength, and courage. I do not say that you can be my apostle without effort. Do not think that Paul had only to enter a city, preach a sermon or two, baptize the converts who flocked to him by the thousands, and then go on his way to new fields and new cities. Paul preached for many years in the regions of Syria and Cilicia. He was in Antioch for a year, in Corinth for 18 months, in Ephesus for 3 years. He taught now here, now there, staying where he was well received, leaving when he was too long unheard or abused or tormented. He taught for 3 months in the synagogue at Ephesus. Then, because of violent and long continued disputes there, he withdrew to the school of a certain Tyrannus, and there he taught daily for 2 years. Paul made prodigious efforts and met with violent opposition, far more than you will be called upon to withstand. But he was so zealous that even when he was a prisoner in Rome, he called men to him to teach them. This he did for 2 years, while also finding time and energy to write many of his letters. No, I do not promise to spare you work and trials, but I will make your burden light. Carry only a sliver of my cross, and I will carry all except a sliver of yours. You will meet with rebuffs, as I did, when I foretold the Eucharist. It was too hard a saying. You have to endure calumny, false charges, scandals, and I endured the charge that I had to a devil. Your friends and relatives may turn against you and wound you, as I was wounded when my relatives thought me beside myself. Yet all the while I will be with you. Deep within your soul I will give you consolation that your sufferings are not worthy to be compared with the delight of being my witness. A witness by example. So let your light shine before your fellow men. Matthew 5:16. I ask you gently to correct clear and manifest wrongdoings that falls within your province, but I warn you most seriously against becoming a fault finder. In all things be charitable, whenever possible putting a good interpretation on others' words and actions. Others act somewhat as they think you expect them to act. A double-meaning remark is often completely disarmed when you, in the spirit of charity, react as though it were entirely innocent. Beware of being a spoil-sport, or for looking for evil. Be careful not to preach, in conversation, neither avoid religion nor intrude it artificially. Be natural and reasonable. Above all, be my witness by your example. The witness of your manner and actions, either for or against me, is immeasurably more powerful than that of your words. In a reasonable way, strive to make and keep yourself attractive. Be neat in dress, kindly in manner, charitable in speech, helpful in action. Do your work diligently. Use the things of the world wisely for my sake, so that others will think well of you, and your influence among them be more effective. Where did my page go? Be zealous. Many of your fellow men know little or nothing about me. So many members of my church think of me seldom. Show by your example what it is to be my other self. By your frequent presence, daily if possible, show how much the Mass and Holy Communion mean to you. Show how much you value prayer. Visit me frequently in church. Participate in rosary devotions and seek my benediction. According to your ability, your time, and your station, take part in parish activities. There are many ways to be my witness. Through the Holy Name Society, the Sodality, the Legion of Mary, the St. Vincent de Paul Society, the Nocturnal Adoration Society, Mothers Clubs, the Cana Movement, the Christian Family Movement, and others. Though you cannot belong to all of these organizations, you should certainly belong to some of them. Being my other self should make you different in a wholesome, attractive, holy way. At home, in your work, in recreation, wherever you may be, whatever you may do, this difference will bear witness to me. There should be about you an aura of calm serenity, fitting one who has abandoned his will to that of the all-loving, all-wise, all-powerful God. In an age of unrest, doubt, and fear, you should be a rock of confidence. Your face should exhibit the gentle strength that is handiwork and trademark of holiness. There should be in your manner such an undercurrent of joy and gladness that others will be happy to be with you. Most important, the atmosphere of charity should envelop you as a mantle. Your actions and attitudes should point quietly to one fact, that you love your neighbor as I love you. Show others that you love them, not in explicit words, except where words are natural and appropriate, but in deeds. Think of others as Christ. Serve me through them, preaching my gospel of love by your life. Let your words, voice, manner, and deeds tell the members of my mystical body, and potential members as well, that you love them as I love them, enough to die for them, enough to climb the cross on their behalf. Imitate the spirit of the early Christians who, because they were in the world, did not cut themselves off from all their former observances, but instead persevered in the temple worship, and broke bread in this house and that, taking their food gladly, praising God, and winning favor with the people.